Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello, how are my royalty, my beauties? Okay, let's get that boiling hot, scorching. Just, oof, yeah, you know that type of coffee that well, you know what? Maybe as hot as that coffee that one woman got at McDonald's and she sued them, but then McDonald's was trying to play it down and everything, and they were just like, everybody don't snitch and everything. But then years later, we found out, yeah, we're glad she sued you. Yeah, she deserves a lot of money. I hope she got a. I need to look it up because I did like watch a video on it, but I forgot how much she won. But she deserves every cent of it. And you know what? She should have gotten more, in my opinion. But okay. Happy African American Month. Hi, beautifuls. Hi, amazings. So, and just know I'm going to try to celebrate other cultural months throughout the year. But yeah, I got to talk to my people this month. There's going to be a lot of dating nightmares, and I'm going to talk a lot about the dating of African American men and why like a lot of black men blame me for not dating black men right now. Like I try, but even the last black guy that I matched with, he was still married. I keep running into black men that are still married. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of you men do that. But for some reason, a lot of the ones that match with me, yeah, I'm seeing a pattern. I don't like it. I was like, it's like either go to marriage counseling or file for divorce or try to fix the relationship that you're in other ways. Because if your wife can't stand you, maybe that's a hint on something you're doing or not doing, or that you need to improve, or that you're not listening. Sometimes you expect her to open her legs and you won't open your ears to listen and see what she needs out of the relationship and what she's not getting out of the relationship. You expect her to open her mouth, but not for words. Okay? Okay. So today I'm going to be talking, especially since, yeah, I'm not single anymore. Yeah. It's still new, but yeah, it's really crazy how you're talking to your friends and then they find out, or because through conversations or whatever, some of them, even if they think they're trying to do a dig, like, oh yeah, you're single. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Then they want to be nosy and try to find out everything. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, this is the reaction from a lot of the black men around me. And so this is kind of a tip. Black men, stop doing this. And really, all men need to stop. But especially like within the culture, black men do certain things, especially. One of them being, well, okay, they do it in their different ways because even the Hispanic community, the way they date and marry, they say dating black is going down, but they want to purify their blood, or they want to make it better, so then they date white and everything. Like, so yeah, it's like a lot of the cultures hate on black women, and then a lot of black men hate on black women, or they'll date the black woman, and but then if they get successful, make more money, or the black woman fixes him to be the amazing man that he could have always been, he'll break up with her and turn around and get a white woman. Yeah, especially some of these celebrities. I'm not saying interracial, like, cause yeah, I'm in an interracial relationship, so I'm not saying that's always the case. But I've noticed certain relationships where at first they're dating a black woman, and then all of a sudden, once they look better, they're acting better, their lifestyle is better, boom, they're gone. They learned their lessons and now they wanna, yeah. And I guess partly, like I said, I've tried dating black men. And if you guys been listening to my episodes, you know of some of the situations, especially when it comes to education. A lot of men don't like an educated woman, but especially black men. But then a lot of black men forget our history. A lot of black men forget that we were not allowed to be educated. We had to fight and build our own colleges and universities. We used to only be allowed to learn the verses on how to be a good slave. And to risk being able to read and to be educated, you could have been eliminated from this earth by your owner or the owner's wife. Yeah, you never know. You could have be put in a 2 by 2 box outside in the scorching sun. They had to like literally play dumb. But so many men, especially black men, what kind of man would want a smart woman? Why are you wasting your time in getting an education? Instead of learning about advertising and marketing or running a business, instead of like learning more about writing style and reading from some of the literary greats or even some of the new writers so that you can at least engage, like learn and even see the word patterns and things like that. Instead of doing that, just learn how to read a recipe book, learn how to fold my laundry, learn how to get on your knees and do something that's going to make me happy every day. If you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, you probably need to go to another channel. If you're brave enough to ask your mother, your daddy, go do like, but yeah, you might not be the right age if you don't know what I'm saying. Okay. But education is a huge reason. And it's like I've tried dating black men so like, but then so many black men tell me what I'm supposed to do, who I'm supposed to be, that I'm not black enough. Okay, because yeah, a lot of this episode might be just on that. This might end up being a series. And yes, I've talked about some of this before, but just like in advertising, marketing, and sales and things like that, a lot of people have to hear things on average 7 times in order for it to be instilled in their brain and be able to remember it. So if I got to do what I got to do. And especially for those black men who, well, okay, I'm taking a U-turn. When you tell me voting is a waste of time, when you tell me that I'm stupid for being into politics, when you say that I must be desperate for attention when I bring up political topics. Yeah, you think that's gonna attract me to you, especially I'm a sapiosexual, and especially when it comes to like reading and politics and anime, Disney, things like that. But then like whenever I talk about those things, a lot of the black men that have matched with me or have tried to come up to me and talk to me even years ago before Mr. Lockakey, before Mr. No Heart, yeah, they would say I'm trying to be too white, too proper, an Oreo, a night bright, and all like I'm I'm proven to be a red skin, yellow skin, stuff like that. Yeah. But then they want to blame me for dating outside my race. Love doesn't have a color, not in my eyes. And I want somebody I want like the Obama's relationship, but I don't care if my Obama is black. He doesn't have to be. I want the personality. I want the characteristics. I want the communication, the type of the foundation of relationship. And so with a lot of these black men, once they find out, because they're just like, oh, another white guy, or oh, are you finally dating a black guy? I've tried, like, yeah. Oh, and yeah, remember, a couple weeks, might have been about a month ago. It was, it was right before New Year's, I think, right after Christmas. I told you guys about, I think I said his name because it doesn't matter because no one else knows who I'm talking about, and he'll probably never watch this. Yeah, Brian. Brian. It's like he's black, and I like when we matched on the dating app, I told him that it's because he was running a business, and I'm trying to network and talk with other small business owners, especially those who are people of color and things like that, because it's hard for us to get out there and start our businesses. Sometimes we have to network and cross connect with each other. And so, but I was like, yeah, your profile seemed interesting. You're trying to start your own business. I thought we can at least talk, chat, and network and things like that. And he said it was cool. Black guy too. But yeah, go back to that episode because yeah, he one night he's talking to his video game friends, and he just he just said, yeah, there's this one crippled black girl. I know she's probably desperate for some male attention. So I'm going to like talk her into, or I'm just going to ask her like to hang out with me for New Year's. And I know she's going to say yes because she doesn't have a man. She has nobody because she's a crippled B word. And oh yeah, his friend called me up and told me, yeah. Oh no, no, well actually no, he didn't call me up, but we got, yeah. Let's just say we got on one of the, well, I'm not gonna say exactly which social, cause yeah, but yeah, it was our meeting the next, yeah, because it's really funny. He introduced me to one of his friends about small businesses and meeting and networking, which I thought was cool because yeah, I didn't know anything about it. So he introduced me, but then it's like, okay, you're gonna introduce me to your friend, but then with your friend you're going to announce that you are going to get a crippled B word, and the same woman that you introduced him to just like a month or two prior, and you don't think he's gonna tell me? Mm, mm. So yeah, because I didn't know. Because oh, and I found out it was recorded. Yeah, but yeah, it's like, oh, he's not gonna use it because he was very disappointed because I was just like, no, I'm good. Like, what are you talking about? No, I don't need to hang out with you. No, thank you. I think he was like shocked. But I don't know why he was shocked when he knew in the first place I wasn't ever going to be interested, because he called me a few other times prior to that. Each time kept saying, like, since I'm single and I have nobody to sleep with, I might as well just go and sleep with, yeah. And since I'm a woman with a disability, no one else is going to want me. It's kind of sounding like my mother, yeah. If you know, you know, go back. I talk about it all the time. But yeah, yeah. Men like this who try to tell me who I'm supposed to date. Men like this try to tell me that since I have a disability and I'm a black woman, that my options are so like so few and things like that. But then they try to treat me like I'm like they want me to accept being treated like garbage. And that's with a lot of black men. Like, I mean, they're okay. A lot of white men, they do it in a different way. And a lot of the white men, they're like, they want to see what they can get out of you. But I don't know. It's just, I've noticed, depending on nationality, they play women in different ways. They use women in different ways. And then they tell women their priorities should be different in order to fulfill their needs in different ways. That's what I've noticed. But then men are mad that women choose the bear. And so, but then it was really funny because another guy in that group, they're great to talk business with, but terrible to talk relationships with. He found out that I'm not single. And so, next thing I know, he's trying to give me relationship advice. And he's telling me, you need to make sure you're not like one of those other girls. You're not any girl. You're very smart. You're intelligent. And he was like, from what I hear, you're beautiful. I've never seen you, but I heard that you're beautiful. So you have to make sure you don't end up being like some of these other women. You're not any woman. Says the black man who, with his ex-wife, cheated on her with 5 different women at the same time. But you're going to tell me how I need to behave. See, and that's another thing. Like, a lot of black men try to tell me how I'm supposed to behave, how I'm supposed to be in a relationship, when am supposed to do. While they, like, he saved and plead the blood of baby Jesus now. But it's like, oh, oh. So now, like, yeah, I don't like, you guys tell me what's up, because now all of a sudden I have to be I have to behave the way he wants me, even though with his first wife, He was slinging it everywhere, anywhere, putting it in almost any hole that he could find. But yeah, he enjoyed himself. He liked it. He didn't care. And in some way, slightly kind of blamed the ex-wife for what he was doing. But yeah, he's telling me that I need to be a good woman. I need to be better than any of the other women. Any of the women that you were cheating on your wife with? It's like, you want me to be like, should I act like the woman you cheated on or the women that you cheated with? Which one? And then okay, there's another one that, um I think he asked me like, why did I become friends with somebody on Facebook or whatever? And I'm like, don't worry about it, it's my business. And he was like, no, I'm wondering. I was like, you can wonder. I don't care. You can wonder why the sky is blue. Go look it up. I don't care. And he was like, well, I know you didn't really give me a chance because you were like, yeah, another guy who is married, was married back then too. And also, he kept, and see, I guess I got to be careful who I try to befriend who own small businesses, because a lot of the men who own small businesses, they use that as a lure, but then all of a sudden they're like, no, sleep with me. Because when I met him and he was trying to start his own business too, and we went to high school together too. But then it's like he invited me to his apartment so we can talk and network, because I just started working promotional modeling, and I was thinking I had some ideas with like the job and everything like that. And also he knew a lot about websites. I don't know if he still knows much about it or whatever, but we were supposed to meet up and talk and see what we could do with kind of like the old school internet or whatever back in the day. And next thing I know, he told me that if I don't sleep with him, he doesn't want to be my friend anymore. And that he doesn't want anything to do with me unless I sleep with him that night. And so I just said, okay, you know what? Have a good life. And I left. And then he text messaged me some of the meanest, rudest things yeah. It's like, you really find out how people are once you're not going to jump when they say jump. Yeah, because I refused to jump when he said jump. Never. But also, back to my education, the men who told me what kind of man would want a smart woman, men who would tell me if I'm going to start my master's, that means I can't date them because they wouldn't have no use for me, and or I would make them look bad. And they kind of remind me, because even Tomas, at least Tomas, I mean, he ghosted me. Yeah, but you know what? No. Is it better to ghost or to admit it? Because with black guys, at least they admit it. With with white guys, they're too chicken. Like, they can't man up. Because Mr. No Heart kind of felt the same way, but he knew, since I was working one, two, three, four jobs at the same time, he knew he needed me. He knew he was terrible at money, had terrible credit score, and that he was going to take advantage of me. That's the only reason he dated me. He can lie and say otherwise, because he lies just about the same amount as the orange man. Yeah, after I broke up and after time went by, I started figuring out and realizing all of the lies that he had told me. But one of them is that he loved me. He never did. He loved the money. He loved the attention. He loved my goals and dreams and how he was going to gain from them. And yeah, he loved taking advantage of me. He loved my low self esteem because of the treatment that I got from doctors, medical staff, my mother, family members, and so called friends that were no good because they didn't believe me just because I have a perfect sister. Yeah. So when it comes to dating, ladies, pay attention, especially my black ladies, because a lot of these men say that we're not good enough. Just like, remember in Becoming, I was like, I don't know when I'm going to be like uploading that episode. But Mrs. Obama's high school counselor said that she was not good enough for Princeton, and she ended up going to Princeton and Harvard. That's how a lot of men see us, black women. They're going to say we're not good enough. They're going to say that we need to work for other things or we need to downplay our goals, dreams, and stuff. Don't let that, don't listen to them. That means you're not with the right guy. That means you're not with the right person. If they're not willing to at least help you or cheer you on or say you can do it or so anything like that, you need to move on. If they say you're not good enough, yeah. Sometimes they say that because they want to make sure you stay on their level. They want to make sure that you don't get too good to the point where they feel like they have to compete with other men because they don't want you looking at the sunrise in a new way. They don't want you seeing the beauty of the sky. I don't know. It's just to make, because with a lot of the, like, well, it's really sad how many men tried to ruin me. And how many black men kept telling me that I act too white, even with investing money. They told me black men or black people don't do that. They told me only white men do that. Okay, but then look at the statistics with money, especially from slavery, Jim Crow, segregation, education, things like that. Why do you think that is? And don't you think we should change the pattern? Even when I was teaching in the classroom, other teachers would tell my students, especially my middle schooler, she's trying to turn you white. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just Black teachers would go to their black students and tell them that I was trying to turn them white by educating them and trying to give them like just the opportunity to explore with knowledge in their mind and creativity. Why is that being white? Tell me. But then when I go back to the guys and the men, the black men especially, like black men stop trying to push black women down. If you want better for us, because a lot of you want to blame black women for being single mothers and things like that and saying that they should have been done a better job and all of this other stuff when, hold up, why were they a single mother? Why are they a single mother? Why did the guy leave in the first place? Why wasn't he man enough to come back and at least take care of the child? hmm But then, or you blame the black woman for getting the education, trying to aspire for goals, and like being harder on the dating market. Because either you call women garden hoes or you tell women they're stuck up and snotty because they're very picky. But a lot of men don't realize that pickiness comes from trauma, from past relationships. A lot of men say, oh, you're too guarded. You're wasting your, oh, I'm wasting my time. You got to trust me. It's like, I'm not like any other man. And men, stop saying that. Stop saying that you're not like any other man or that you're different. No. Actions speak louder than words, and most of the men that say it are only words. They just want to say it for some kind of flex. And so, guys, it's like, look at a woman more than just her looks. Listen to her. Listen to what her standards are. Because, like, one piece of advice on a first date, bring pen and paper. And maybe at the desk, like, you guys can write down what your standards are. That's a great, like, conversation starter at the table. And you can actually see where both of your lives are going. But ladies, be careful because a lot of men are going to try to prove to you how, oh, well, baby, well, why don't you can stay home at the beginning, just at the beginning. We can have kids. And, oh, yeah, but it's like, don't you want this? And, it's like, well, you're the type of woman, like, I know this is your goal, but why don't you go and do this before? So first, ask Especially, okay, ask all the questions men hate over the phone. Because that filters out a lot of men. And yes, some women are like, yeah, but I want to date. Yeah, you might. Yes, you do. Some do. Like, yeah, some. So yeah, there was a time where I gave up for a while. I was like, skip this, skip men. I'm tired of them. But ask them who they voted for. Ask them about their politics. Some of you are Republicans, so it's like some of you might want a Republican man. Yeah, I don't know why you're listening to me, but do what you do, boo. If you're moderate, then you're really going to have to dig in because are you moderate left or moderate right? Are you the type of moderate that forgives bigotry, hatred, and against DEI and things like that? Yeah, you're going to have to figure, like, what kind of moderate are you? And so then you're going to have to figure out what kind of moderate he is. And that's a whole lot of questions because the in between is very in between. The variety is astounding. But yeah, ask them who they voted for. And if they say it doesn't matter, no, no. Don't take that as an answer. Don't allow, like, and if they say they didn't vote, ask them, who would you have voted for? And if they don't answer that, no. It's like block them. Trust me, because a lot of times if they're not going to answer, they just told you who they would have voted for. And a lot of these men who told you who they didn't vote, next thing you know, they're lying. They did, but they don't want you to know. And they think if they just say, I didn't vote, but then years later, you're going to start finding out their conservative side. So this is why you need to ask as soon as possible. And then, especially with the black guys, come on now. It's like with black women, you got to write your goals. If it's education, if it's having kids, like how many kids, what kind of lifestyle, where would you want to live? Are you willing to move? Ask all of the hard questions. Are you a churchgoer? Like, do you go every week, once a month, on holidays? Ask those pivotal questions. And so I will tell more stories, and I have the screenshots on Patreon. Check it out. Trust me. Trust me. You're going to want to look at the screenshots I have. I show a lot of them, but I show the same ones on rotation mostly on my channel. But on Patreon, I have hundreds. And I have so many more too. Oh my gosh, I have so many more too. So yeah, check that out. And I have the free, and then I have $2 and $4 a month. So basically it's like a Starbucks coffee each month. So but yeah, when it comes to dating, especially black guys, instead of tearing black women down and then at the same time telling black women we are obligated to date you guys, try uplifting, try encouraging. It's like a lot of people already team up against black women. Black women are already the most hated demographic in this country. Comedians, especially a lot of these white comedians, love putting us down, mocking us and teasing us, and then you are the demographic laughing and cheering it on. You're helping their pockets, their wallet, their bank account by putting us down and tearing us down and belittling us. You guys encourage it. Sometimes more than the other demographics, you allow other demographics to laugh and tease us and degrade us and to just basically say we are not good enough. So maybe think about that too, because a lot of these so-called comedian journalist people now they're backing up from who they voted for. Now a lot of them are just like, oops, my bad. Ooh, oh, I didn't vote for any of this. You know what I'm talking about. I will talk. Ooh, I'm gonna have an episode all about that one. I don't have anything nice to say about him. But anyways, thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.